My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Every week, we break down full fight cards, giving you our picks, our bets, and our fantasy plays. So make sure you like this video and subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. And this breakdown is brought to you by BETU Play to Earn. BETU Play to Earn is the world's first play-to-earn sports and esports betting game. Check it out at betuearn.com. That's bet, the letter U, earn.com. Next up, at UFC 271, we have Douglas Silva de Andrade versus Sergey Morozov. And Douglas Silva de Andrade is a nightmare to put on these graphics because that name is long as hell. He's 27-4 overall. He is 3-2 in his last 5, alternating wins and losses. And he's coming off the win over Gaetano Perello. Sergey Morozov is 17-4 overall. He's 4-1 in his last 5, and that lone loss is to Umar Nurmagomedov. And Douglas Silva de Andrade is an interesting guy. He's been around forever. He's got a ton of fights. He's fought the best of the best. This is his second fight back down at 135. He had a short stint at 145. And like I said, if you look at his record, you'll see that he fought a who's who of current and former world champions in multiple weight classes. He's a compact guy. He's got solid boxing with lots of power. He's got solid BJJ in the ground, but it's mostly there as a backup plan because he really wants to stay on his feet, slug it out, get into a dirty fight. His ideal fight is literally just dirty boxing inside the pocket, swinging away. Sergey Morozov, he's a busy striker. He also averages almost 4 takedowns per fight. He's a good counterpuncher with solid power, and his counter striking works really well for him because he baits you into a striking match. He does a really good job of getting you to come into a striking match. He'll avoid, he'll light you up with the counter, and then he will just drop and take shots and work from there. And he's pretty good on his back as well. Even in fights where he's taken down, like when Umar Nurmagomedov took him down, he never stops moving. He never settles in. And yes, he lost that fight. He was submitted, but he doesn't just accept, oh, I was taken down, let me work from my guard. He's always looking to move and looking to get up. Honestly, this is a tough pick for me. This is a tough pick because I do like Morozov to win this fight. I like him to win because of the wrestling. But Silva de Andrade, look at his experience. If you dig into his record, he has fought some of the best people on the planet, and he has hung pretty well in those fights. And, you know, he was taken down in every single one of those losses, Andrade. And that's why I have to go with Morozov. I think it's a clear path. Take him down. Don't dirty box with him. Take him down, and then you can work from there. And Morozov's not exactly, you know, a jiu-jitsu world champion or anything, but I think he can get the takedowns, hang out on top, and get the control. I think he can hang with the power in his feet. He sets a really hard pace, and mixing in the takedowns should work well. Andrade's definitely the better BJJ guy. I don't necessarily think it matters, though, because on the ground, I think Morozov's top pressure will be too good. What do you think, Jakey?
I 100% agree. And you know what I noticed in Sergey when I was watching that Umar fight was, you know, just great hips. I couldn't believe when I'm watching film, I watch wrestlers all the time. One of the most important things in wrestling, everyone knows, Angelo, I don't know if you know, it is your hips. And you can tell when someone has good hips, when they have bad hips. When I was watching that Sergey fight versus Umar, I saw great hips. You know, eventually he got taken down because it is Umar and he was submitted. But in those scrambles, he was winning some scrambles. He was defending takedowns. And Umar was a minus 500 favorite in that fight, and he went toe-to-toe with Umar in the striking, was defending takedowns, and he did not look like a big underdog. So he went from Umar was a minus 500 versus him to now he's like a 2-1 favorite, even after he lost that fight. So, and if you dig into his record too, his only 2 losses in the last 5 years are to Umar Nurmagomedov and Movsar Evloev, who, you know, is also kind of tearing up the division as well. So this guy's also fought some good competition. I agree. I think the wrestling is where he needs to go to. Andrade does have heavy hands. If he hits you, it's going to hurt. He throws a lot of kicks too, which I think Sergey can take advantage of. Maybe grab one of those, but don't get too aggressive grabbing kicks because, you know, people go low and then they go high and then you're on the canvas. So I agree that wrestling is a path for him, but I think he gets it done, and I think he gets it done fairly convincingly. So I'm Sergey all the way in this matchup.
Bud Becker in the live chat has the best comment I've seen. He said, Andrade looks like the janitor in The Simpsons because he's just so jacked. That's pretty funny. So let's take a look at the fantasy here. $9,000 to $7,200. Listen, Douglas Silva de Andrade is super tough. I don't think it's as much of a beating as you say. It potentially could be if Sergey just sticks to the wrestling. And if he sticks to the wrestling, he'll be worth every penny of $9,000 because of all those takedowns and the control. I don't think he's going to get Douglas out of there, though. And if I'm spending $9,000, I'm probably need a stoppage. What do you think?
Yeah, 9,000 is a little much because I don't know if he's going to use his wrestling. I think that's definitely the path to victory in this fight, but I think he's comfortable in the stand-up as well. And if he does go to stand-up, I think he can probably win that, although it's kind of a little bit tougher. So I'm not convinced he's going to actually use his wrestling, so I'm going to stay away from him for the 9,000.
Yeah, and Monkey Knife Fight is an interesting line here as well. Honestly, it's probably more and more, in my opinion. I do think this is back and forth, and I think Morozov will get some takedowns, so he'll get some extra strikes on top, and I think Douglas Silva swings and has solid volume. So I think it's a more because I think it's a decision. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. More because, like I said, I think Sergey strikes with them, and they're both tough.
Yeah. Yeah, so Sergey Morozov is the pick. Monkey Knife Fight, more. Check that out at wewantpicks.com/MKF. DraftKings, I'm not spending the money on Morozov. He is the pick, but that's a lot of money. And we have a lot of people. I think there's 6 people over $9,000 that there's some solid plays on. And if you want $50 free dollars, go to wewantpicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners. Make a deposit. Let me know after you do, and I'll send you $50. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. It is literally that simple.